Not every movie trending on Netflix is a masterpiece, but we're here to keep you in the loop. From thrillers to twisted dramas, these are the films everyone's streaming right now.
Sew him up.
We're not saying we love them all, but if it's blowing up on Netflix, it's on this list. Here are the 8 movies trending right now that everyone's talking about. Number 8, Game Night.
We don't need a board and we do not need peace.
Few comedies manage to mix genuine suspense with laugh-out-loud chaos the way Game Night does. Directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, this 2018 black comedy follows Max and Annie, a couple whose weekly game night with friends takes a wild turn when a staged kidnapping turns out to be real. What begins as playful competition quickly spirals into a darkly funny mystery, full of mistaken identities, botched heroics, and a surprisingly sharp script. Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams play off each other perfectly, balancing awkward humor with real tension, while Jesse Plemons quietly steals scenes as the eerily intense neighbor desperate for an invite. Stylish direction, slick cinematography, and clever twists elevate it beyond the usual studio comedy. Game Night proves that sometimes the best laughs come when the stakes couldn't be higher. Number 7, Ballad of a Small Player. Ballad of a Small Player is the kind of slow-burn psychological thriller that lingers long after the credits roll. Directed by Edward Berger and starring Colin Farrell, it follows a disgraced financier hiding out in Macau, chasing luck across neon-lit casinos and haunted memories. Farrell's performance is mesmerizing, part broken man, part ghost, caught between greed, guilt, and superstition. The film drips with atmosphere, smoky hotel lounges, reflections on water, and a creeping sense that fortune itself might be cursed. Tilda Swinton adds icy tension as the investigator closing in, while Fala Chen's mysterious presence blurs the line between salvation and illusion. It's not a fast-paced movie. It's hypnotic, eerie, and poetic. Ballad of a Small Player turns gambling into a spiritual reckoning where the real wager is one's soul. Number 6, The Woman in Cabin 10. In The Woman in Cabin 10, Keira Knightley steps into full psychological thriller mode, delivering a performance that's as fragile as it is fierce. Based on Ruth Ware's bestseller, the story follows a journalist invited aboard a billionaire's luxury yacht for an exclusive story, only to witness what appears to be a murder at sea. When no one believes her and all passengers are accounted for, paranoia and reality begin to blur. Director Simon Stone crafts an elegant yet claustrophobic atmosphere, polished decks, dark waves, and the eerie hum of wealth-masking rot. While critics were split, the sleek visuals, haunting score by Benjamin Wallfish, and tension-filled performances keep it afloat. It's the kind of mystery that feels like an Agatha Christie story adrift in deep water, glossy, unnerving, and impossible to look away from. Number 5, The Outfit.
You want to survive the night?
The Outfit is one of those rare thrillers that feels like a stage play, tight, tense, and perfectly stitched together. Mark Rylance delivers a masterclass in restraint as Leonard, a quiet English tailor in 1950s Chicago, whose shop doubles as a front for a ruthless mob family. When a bloody night of betrayal unfolds inside his walls, the once unassuming craftsman proves he's been cutting more than fabric. Every scene takes place within the confines of the shop, yet the suspense never lets up. Each measured line of dialogue sharp as a blade. Directed by Graham Moore, known for The Imitation Game, the film weaves crime, deception, and moral ambiguity into something meticulously tailored. With its elegant pacing and knockout final twist, The Outfit is proof that silence can be deadlier than any gun. Number 4, Manodrome.
Why do we make ourselves so much smaller than we are?
Manodrome is a descent into the dark heart of modern masculinity, a slow, simmering psychological thriller where every choice feels like a warning. Jesse Eisenberg plays Ralphie, a desperate man spiraling after losing his job and falling in with a secret all-male cult led by Adrian Brody's unnervingly calm, Dad Dan. What begins as a search for belonging quickly mutates into obsession, violence, and self-erasure. Director John Trengove crafts a world that feels both real and surreal. Equal parts gym bro toxicity and existential horror. Eisenberg gives one of his most intense performances, channeling quiet rage and loneliness with terrifying precision. It's raw, uncomfortable, and deeply unsettling. Less about the cult itself and more about what drives men to worship power, control, and the illusion of purpose. Number 3, 28 years later. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland return to the franchise that redefined modern horror with 28 years later, a brutal poetic reflection on survival, isolation, and what's left of humanity when the world moves on. Starring Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Ralph Fiennes, the story follows a young boy and his ailing mother crossing a quarantined Britain decades after the rage virus outbreak. What they find isn't just horror, but the collapse of memory and meaning itself. Boyle's kinetic direction and Anthony Dodd Mantle's dizzying cinematography turn every frame into a fever dream of decay and desperation. Themes of British nationalism, faith, and moral rot pulse through the chaos, while Young Father's haunting score drives it home. A chilling, intelligent sequel that proves apocalypse can still have something to say. Number 2, A House of Dynamite.
Get in the car and just start driving.
If we do not...
Catherine Bigelow returns in peak form with A House of Dynamite, a chilling, pulse-pounding political thriller that feels uncomfortably real. Told through 3 overlapping timelines, the film unfolds during a single morning when an unidentified nuclear missile is detected heading toward Chicago. And every decision inside the White House could mean the end of civilization. Idris Elba anchors the chaos with quiet authority as a president torn between retaliation and restraint, while Rebecca Ferguson and Jared Harris deliver gripping turns as officials watching the unthinkable unfold in real time. Bigelow's direction is taut and relentless, blending political realism with existential dread. It's less about explosions and more about pressure. Number 1, Frankenstein. After decades in development, Guillermo del Toro finally brings his lifelong dream to life. And Frankenstein is every bit as haunting, romantic, and tragic as you'd expect. Starring Oscar Isaac as the tormented scientist and Jacob Elordi as the creature, this gothic epic turns Mary Shelley's novel into a visually operatic meditation on creation, grief, and the meaning of the soul. Del Toro strips away the horror cliches and replaces them with aching humanity. 2 lost men, father and son, bound by ambition and regret. Every frame feels like a painting, from the frozen Arctic wastes to candlelit laboratories. Supported by Alexandre Desplat's lyrical score and Dan Laustsen's breathtaking cinematography, Frankenstein isn't just a monster movie. It's a masterpiece of emotion, faith, and forgiveness. And that's the list. The 8 films everyone's streaming, arguing about, and secretly rewatching. From Game Night's chaos to Frankenstein's gothic grandeur, Netflix's lineup proves that whether it's suspense, sci-fi, or pure drama, there's something for every mood. Which one's topping your watch list this week? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of what's blowing up next, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We'll see you in the next countdown.